Alright guys, welcome back to another player reaction video, and this time I'm going to be checking out Landon Collins. And this video is by Kolmann, who does a lot of the film room videos. And this one's episode 39. Landon Collins is a bad man, and he's a safety. I think someone did request this specifically to watch this video, but again, man, I apologize. I'm so bad at just writing down who requested what player or what video to watch. So I really have been trying in the last couple of weeks to just actually make a note, because sometimes I get the notification of a comment and someone asking me to react to this or that, and I'm like in the middle of I'm at work or I'm doing something, and I'm like, okay, I mentally remember it, but and then I forget who requested. So again, I apologize for that, but I appreciate whoever did request Landon Collins. This will be the third of 3 New York Giants players that I've just reacted to. So this the first one was Saquon Barkley mid-season highlights, and then I did the Beckham Jr. Joseph Vincent video, and they were both just absolutely ridiculous. So let's check this one out. Now with these film room videos, I usually tend to stay a bit quiet because I'm just watching, and listening to his breakdown, and it's all, I'm just learning. I'm doing a lot of learning in these videos, so pardon me if I'm quite quiet, but let's just get straight into it. I like Kolmann. Landon
Collins is a man of many names.
He's my strong safety in Madden.
His fans call him 21 Savage. Hell, even he calls himself Hollywood. But his teammate, defensive tackle Damon Harrison, might have given him the most appropriate label of them all. One bad motherfucker. Collins exploded onto the scene in 2016 after cutting his weight by 10 pounds last offseason. He wanted to get lighter, faster, and quicker in order to keep up with the pass-heavy offenses that dominate the NFL, and boy did that weight loss make a huge difference. At the 2015 Combine, Collins ran a 4.53 40-yard dash at nearly 230 pounds, which is already pretty darn good. However, after slimming down, at least on tape to me, he looks like he easily pushed himself into the 4.4s. He's now got the range to play a true center fielder role or act as a ball hawk in a too-high shell if he wants to. His feet are lighter and definitely quicker in and out of transitions. His T-step improved. His ability to flip his hips and run routes downfield improved. Everything about his efficiency in his movements.
So in college football,
and to be honest, if you slapped a Chiefs jersey on him tomorrow, I would literally not be able to tell the difference on the field.
If he caught the ball there and picked it and then landed on the ground and was down, are you just down at that point? You can't get up and keep running, can you? Because I think that's what we play in our league.
Also play a deep half or a deep middle and not get exposed. It adds so much flexibility to your defense when your safeties can play pretty much any role you need them to.
Yeah, man, he covered good ground there.
Flexibility is what Steve Spagnuolo relies on. They'll send Collins on blitzes, they'll put him in man coverage on tight ends and running backs, they'll have him bracket receivers over the top, he'll play intermediate and short zones, he'll play force against the run outside, or fill inside and make the tackles himself. Whatever you need him to do, he'll do it. That is why he is so incredibly important to this Giants defense, because he's got the instincts and speed of a free safety, but the physicality of a box safety. Like I said, other than Eric Berry and Collins himself, there is a very, very short list of people in this league who can play both of those roles at an elite level. That being said, despite Landon being able to play well in any spot, his best role, at least to me, is as an intermediate and short zone defender. That alignment lets him support against the run fairly easily.
Yeah,
playing
great tackler.
Intermediate zones also lets him show off his quick feet and short area burst in coverage as well.
Going
he is
backwards,
so quick in his transitions to break on receivers underneath, and he's such a good tackler that he can limit yards after catch to pretty much nothing. All of these checkdowns and design throws to the flat that normally get easy gains get nowhere with him because he diagnoses and closes so fast. And when you completely take away what is usually easy, reliable yardage from offenses, it really throws him off schedule. Not only that, but he's able to unleash his inner ball hawk as an underneath zone defender too. A lot of safeties have to play more over the top to get their opportunities for interceptions, but not Landon Collins. He can get you from anywhere at any time. Just ask Andy Dalton, who had nearly thrown a second interception to Collins in Week 10 of last season, only to be bailed out of trouble by, of all people, Jason Pierre-Paul. It's a cover 3 look here, and after biting a little bit on the play-action fake, Collins is playing what's called a curl-to-flat zone. This means that he has responsibility for anyone that comes into the curl zone, but he also has responsibility for anyone in front of him towards the line of scrimmage in the flat zone.
Okay.
So he's covering from
Flat.
intermediate to
Yeah,
the
in the
underneath
flats.
zone, working from deep to short. On offense, the Bengals are running, for all intents and purposes, what's known as a sail concept. Their alignment is different than what you typically see out of a sail concept, and the timing is a little bit different because of that play-action fake. But in terms of the placement of receivers and the specific vertical stretches that they're trying to exploit here, this is basically a three-man sail concept. And how it works is this.
What's the fourth guy doing down the bottom?
A 9 route to clear out the cornerback zone in the deep third. That's the Z receiver. Then you've got Tyler Boyd, the Y receiver, in the slot. He's running a deep over route underneath that clear out from the Z, so theoretically he should not have anyone even remotely close to him over the top if he gets the ball. Then underneath Boyd, you've got Giovanni Bernard, the running back, chipping in pass protection and then releasing to the flat as the third level of the read. And what these three routes create together is an intense vertical stretch on Landon Collins in his curl to flat zone. He has to choose between getting a lot of depth to take away Boyd or staying
Vertical
short and
stretch.
covering Bernard.
Oh, there
It's
he is.
basically a
Yeah, I thought he was that
lose-lose
top guy. That's a
situation that
corner.
is set up to either get a big gain downfield, or if that's taken away, at the very least they can still get a first down with Giovanni Bernard getting some yards after catch. Not only that, but because
There
Boyd
he
is
is.
cutting behind the
he's
zone from the
waiting.
other side of the field, a lot of safeties might not notice
But
that
Boyd is the
route
primary
developing
read.
behind them or recognize
Bernard
this
is the
concept
bait.
in the first place.
Oh, yeah.
Normally,
Yeah, he had his eye on
concept will
Bernard for a
have all
second
three
there.
receivers lined up on the same side of the formation, but this one does not. So it's a bit sneakier compared to your typical sail play. The Bengals are hoping that Collins won't notice that over route behind him, and he'll just sit on Bernard underneath, which would then leave Boyd wide open for a huge chunk of yardage. That's the idea behind
man.
this play, at least. To
That's
either
awesome how he
force
actually
easy
saw that
10
by
yards
going
with
on behind
Bernard,
him.
or maybe get lucky and have an easy 30 yards with Boyd. However, Landon Collins is not your average, everyday zone defender.
Look at
He's
that.
got great
Yeah,
awareness,
so you
and for
just
the
took
most
that
part,
one little look at him.
bullshit very quickly when you try to trick him. Watch what he does right after he recognizes the run fake.
There.
As he's bailing to get depth, he looks
Yeah.
to see if there are any receivers coming to his area.
That's
He's
awesome,
not
man.
dropping blindly into a zone and then hoping that the quarterback will tip him off on where to go.
That's just
Quarterbacks
such good
lie
reading.
all the time. It's part of their job. They use their eyes to lie to you as a defensive back and move you off your spot. But route patterns and receivers do not lie. The ball's only going to go to a spot if there's a receiver there to catch it, so the first step in any zone coverage is to identify the pattern in front of you and then track the quarterback's eyes to lead you to the ball. As a safety, if you can identify those patterns immediately, no amount of eye manipulation from any quarterback will ever move you away from where you need to be because you will already know where the receivers are going. So
Okay.
what does Landon do when he looks back to Boyd? He IDs the over route, and he knows that the receiver has a ton of space. He knows that if he doesn't move his ass and get depth in his drop right now, that's a big gain
Ooh.
guaranteed. And look
Is that
at his
just to
eyes
throw under
as
pressure?
he's getting that depth to undercut the route. He's right back to locking in on Andy Dalton. Identify the route first, then watch the quarterback. That's how you master zone coverage.
Yeah, he had it
And I'll tell
covered
you
there.
what, if JPP did not put a big hit on Dalton here and knock the ball off its trajectory, that's an interception all day long.
Yeah,
Collins
out.
had him dead to rights.
Yeah.
He had the read from the beginning. He was in position for the undercut. This ball was going to be picked off, no doubt. And you can even see it in Collins' reaction after the play. He knew he had it. He knew right when the ball was released that he would have had it. And while this play may have gone unnoticed until now, Landon, if you're ever watching this in the future, I just want you to know that I saw what you did, and I'm going to give you credit for this pick anyway because you earned it. This was damn good zone coverage, and it needs to be recognized. However, and this is of course a very big however, it's not always sunshine and rainbows on tape with Collins. We've talked a lot about what he does well, but there's still some room for improvement. He is ultra aggressive in zone coverage, which is what you want in a zone defender, but sometimes that aggression gets the better of him when he's playing in deep zones, just like it does for his teammate Janoris Jenkins. They both have had their fair share of mental mistakes in coverage because of that hair trigger.
So if you play
He
too aggressive,
simply
you can actually
cannot
give
wait
them
to
more
plant and
separation.
drive on the ball if he thinks he diagnosed the play correctly, which I get.
yeah.
I understand that that's his play style and it's what he feels comfortable doing, so don't take that statement the wrong way. Personally, I like it when my safeties are aggressive underneath, but not so aggressive in deep zones that Kirk Cousins embarrasses them with a pump fake as Deshaun Jackson casually strolls into the end zone behind them. If you are playing a deep zone, your mentality has to be a bit different than if you're trying to plant and drive on the ball underneath.
He totally
You
missed
have
that
to
read.
be
He was
more
just left in the
patient
middle of
because there is
like nowhere by
nobody
himself.
behind you. If you get caught peeking in the backfield or you bite on a pump fake, you are screwed. Collins can be as aggressive as he wants
coming up to help
underneath
cover the
because
other
at the
guy.
end of the day, a missed tackle or a misjudged angle is not the end of the world. He's got people behind him that can clean it up. But if he's 40 or 50 yards downfield and he's got Deshaun Jackson of all people running full speed right at him, the margin for error is zero. You cannot flinch and you cannot bite early in that situation. That's what Collins did here, and it left his corner out to dry. Against the Rams a few weeks later, Collins had another near miss because of his aggression. He misjudged the deep ball to Kenny Britt from Case Keenum, and it went right over his head. He was extremely lucky that Britt stopped running in the middle of his route, or that's a guaranteed 81-yard touchdown. And I get it, judging a ball like that when it just hangs in the air is not easy.
Yeah, why did he stop running? He would have got that.
The wind can grab it.
Boy, at least you got Collins.
Where you are in the field, you can lose track of where the receiver is.
Oh, okay, he had the other guy in
But
front of
every
him in
coach
mind.
will tell you the same thing in this exact scenario. Do not stop running deep. Unless
Yeah, because I mean, look,
on a rope,
boom,
you can immediately tell
that
where it's
guy.
gonna go. Do not stop running
Why aren't you
for
pausing?
any reason, because at least if you misjudge it and you're too far downfield,
Because he was left.
you can always just
There. That guy. What is he, number 11? He was just left wide open, and he looks over his left shoulder and sees him, but because he's throwing in that sort of direction, he thinks he's going to go short to him, but he's actually going long to him. Okay.
stop and come back to the ball.
I see what
underneath.
happened there.
If you misjudge it the other way, though, and it's over your head because you stopped moving, there is nothing you can do. You will never be able to catch up.
No.
As the deep safety, you have to
That's what they
always
say.
put yourself between
The ball
and
always
the end
travels
zone,
faster than people.
not the other way around. And Collins was very, very lucky that he did not have to learn that lesson the hard way. But
Yeah.
I'll give him credit for this. He did learn that lesson. Just 3 weeks later against the Bears, he was yet again tracking the deep ball down the boundary, and what does he do? He adjusts his angle to get deep downfield as he tracked the ball so that no matter what, it would not go over his head, and then he recognized that he overshot it and came back underneath for the interception.
Nice,
That is
man.
how you play the long ball. Get as much depth as
And
possible.
he just takes
you
a
wait to
step
see
in
where
front of the
trajectory is
receiver.
going, and then react
Right.
accordingly. This right
There.
here is what I
Boom,
love to
that
see
little
out of
shimmy,
young players.
just to go.
I love when they very clearly learn from their mistakes and show growth in the areas that they need to improve in. Collins is still not the perfect safety, but his development from year 1 to year 2 shows that his arrow is still firmly pointing up. He's physical, he's got good range, he's got good footwork, he's a threat to score anytime he touches the ball.
Nice, man. Right
And he's
place,
even
right
starting
time.
to emerge as a leader in that Giants locker room as well.
Oh.
I think he is only going to get
What?
better as he gets more experience in this defense, and I'm
What?
really excited to see where he goes from here. I mean, he's already an all-pro caliber player, and he still hasn't even peaked yet. If that doesn't tell you how
that was
good
a
he is,
sick
I
pick
really
six,
don't
man.
know what else to say.
That was
He's a
so
stud.
good.
He's a monster, even. He is, as Damon Harrison once very succinctly and eloquently put it, one bad motherfucker.
That's awesome, man.
That's all I got for the show this week. You can probably tell I'm a little bit sick while recording this.
Oh, man,
but
that's
thank
so
you
cool.
very much.
That's epic. I think that he actually deserves another look. Like, I'm going to look at some of his highlights. I don't know if maybe Joseph Vincent's made a video on him, but if not, then I'm sure I'll be able to find something else. But he's a safety, so I kind of have to. But he looks like a great player. You know, like I said, he's my strong safety on Madden 19, and he's been pretty awesome for me. So yeah, I really enjoyed that video. I like these ones. It's very in-depth, and you kind of, you know, really engage your brain and start thinking about the game and the you know, all the different elements to it. But yeah, that was really cool. I enjoyed it. So please smash the like button, guys, if you enjoyed it as well. And if you want to, like, let me know some other guys that you know, some other good episodes that Brett Kolmann has done. Yeah, that's about it. Comment down below and subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. See you later.